Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking back at an older film. I actually believe that this is my first full review of a film that is not a new release and or having a new re-release or something in theaters, like such as Scott Pilgrim, which I did a review of. This is the first time I'm going back to like an older film. And if you can't guess by the shirt that I'm wearing, the Toon Squad, and this is obviously from the new film. I do have a shirt somewhere in my closet of the Toon Squad, but it's like the original Space Jam, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Space Jam, released in 1996, starring obviously Michael Jordan, and as you see here, Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny is an actor. Not just a character, he's real. He's real life. Like, they had to credit him, he's real. I wonder if on the actual credits they credit him. That'd be funny. Hold on. No. That'd be funny if, like, just here in the cast and the directing and all that shit, they just put Bugs Bunny on the back. That'd be pretty funny. Oh, no, fuck. They did. Oh, I just found it. Wait, I wonder if I can focus on it. It's like... Yeah, hold up. The lighting's just so shitty. It's not gonna focus. But Bugs Bunny is, like, right here. Yeah, that's funny as hell. Right there, if you can see it, even though it won't focus. Camera, come on! What are you doing? Focus. Focus. It won't. Sorry about that awkward intermission of the video. But, they do put Bugs Bunny on the back here. Space Jam is a story about, and I'm sure people have seen it, and it's pretty obvious. You could just guess if you hear the cast and go what it's about. Basically, it takes place in real life in a scenario. Michael Jordan is in his baseball career. He's given up on basketball. The Looney Tunes are stuck in a scenario where the Monstars, or this planet, these fucking aliens from another planet in the same solar system as whatever the Looney Tunes world is, are trying to get hold of the Looney Tunes and take them to their planet, so people will visit their planet and give them money, and people will love it. And Danny DeVito, who plays like this mafia guy, but for like a circus planet of stupid shit, can make money by having the Looney Tunes there. Because the Looney Tunes, everyone loves them. They go visit the planet if they had Looney Tunes there, and that's his idea, is to kidnap them. But the Looney Tunes make a bet in a fair cheat with the Monstars and say, like, well, you have to challenge us to something. And they're like, a basketball game, because these guys are short and they cannot do shit against us at basketball. Because you gotta be tall, you gotta make those fucking hoops. They're not strong, they're weak, is their idea. Turns out that they get the powers of real-life basketball players at the time. And then Michael Jordan falls through a golf hole in the middle of nowhere, gets pulled into the Looney Tunes world, and they ask him to help. And you could just tell from the acting in that movie, Michael Jordan does probably not want to be there.
What I'm trying to say is, we need your help!
Yeah, but I'm a baseball player now.
Right.
Just a guess, maybe he did want to be there and he loves the Looney Tunes. He maybe wasn't there under a contractual obligation to make $50 million or something. I don't know, maybe not. So that film, this film right here, is a film that I kind of had as a childhood film. They played it a shitload on Cartoon Network around like the years of like 2010 to like 2013, and very often I would watch that movie when it would play on Cartoon Network. Like, it was a childhood film when I was like 8 to 10. It wasn't one that my parents like owned on DVD, or they would come on like a lot, like Finding Nemo and Toy Story. Those were my childhood films, like, for real. Space Jam really wasn't. It was definitely, like, I know from my parents' stories that it was definitely like my older brother's movie. Space Jam was like his shit. I found out. I mean, he loved basketball at the time. He loved the fucking Looney Tunes. It's like, he was such a fan of like that, probably that type of music as well at the time. Like, it was probably his film. And it was also like all my uncle's favorite movies at the time, probably as well, because it's a basketball film. It's got the Looney Tunes. They're tweens, teenagers, kids. Like, they're all gonna love it in '96. Like, come on, everyone's gonna fucking love it. And if there's anything to say about Space Jam, other than I can get into a review of it and eventually discuss the movie, what makes that original film beloved, and the reason like it hasn't like went off the train like, oh, I forgot Space Jam existed. Like, people still know what Space Jam is, and the reason it's kind of just stayed in that minimal cult status is because it's such a time capsule of the mid 90s, like 1996 specifically. Like, people always talk about online. I wasn't born around that time, or even alive at the time, but I hear everyone say, like, it's the movie of 1996. Like, certainly if you had to define a time, if you looked at it without any knowledge, you would know it was like a mid-90s film, just based on its style, its cliches, its humor, its timeline. Michael Jordan in basketball, but in his baseball phase. Like, you would know it just for all that. And I think that that's, like, such a neat concept to go back to with this film. Like, there's just so much to it. The music, too. What an excellent soundtrack. Space Jam, welcome to the Space Jam. So many good songs. Fucking I Believe I Could Fly, of course. Bugs Bunny song at the end and Buggin'. There's just so many songs, like, that are memorable with Space Jam. As an actual review, I find it hard to discuss the film because I feel like any 90s child would be, like, easier talking about the movie. Like, if you're a 90s kid, you could probably tell reasons why the film is still great. To me, it's always been in that level of, like, fine. Like, perfect kid entertainment for what it is. There's some really funny moments there and some, like, actual creative shots that I genuinely find pretty cool. That golf hole shot looking up at Wayne Knight.
Mike? Michael? It's Stan. Stan Podolak. Look, I need you to come out now, okay? Because you got a baseball game tomorrow. You know, I look pretty stupid if you don't show up.
Some of the ways they shot the basketball scenes are pretty impressive for the time. Because doing films at the time like that would be disastrous, you know? Like, you would never see... Like, you would never see visuals at the time. Like, the only movie I could think of, maybe I'm wrong, and people will probably correct me if they even watch this video, but I think only, like, Roger Rabbit was the one that combined, like, hand-drawn animation to a very in smooth transition with live-action people at the same time, and was kind of like that thing. And I think there's some reasons to say that, like, even if it isn't great, there's some really good details in animation here. There's always that animation flip of the iron lung thing, and it directly reflects off the floor. I hear a lot of people talk about that, like, little animation detail, which is awesome. Shout out to Double Toasted's Corey Coleman. So, yeah, I love Double Toasted, and they discussed it, and he worked on it, Corey Coleman, in the animation department of the film, and had a lot more say in that film, I believe, from what I hear. So, like, good for him. I don't know if he'd be credited on here, but probably not on the back of the Blu-ray, based on what I've heard. But like, seriously, shout out to him for working on the film. He's a talented guy. What I like about the film is just its stupidity. It's technically a piece of shit in a lot of ways. Its story doesn't make any sense. Michael Jordan is there for no explanation. The disbelief in that the opening scene is, like, kind of pointless. Like, even in Space Jam 2, which I will talk about as well, you're going to see this video before I upload that one. Even in that, there's, like, an explanation a little bit into, like, the Looney Tunes and LeBron's backstory in life. Like, obviously that stuff probably didn't directly happen, but, like, there's something there to tell a story. Michael Jordan just feels like he is fucking there because he's out of his fucking basketball career. They can make fun of it. They can throw him in with Bill Murray and Larry Bird on a goddamn golf course for no reason. Like, it's just a weird-ass film in simply ways that it can't be explained. The Looney Tunes bits in there are kind of annoying. Like, honestly, it feels like Looney Tunes, but far off from Looney Tunes as well. And, I don't know. The Bugs Bunny voice actor, I will say, in this film, and even in the new one, not to be mean to the new Looney Tunes, I find them just not Bugs Bunny based on what I'm used to hearing for Bugs Bunny. Like, way back then in the old cartoons, because I've seen those more often, and they are better in a lot of ways, but, you know, it's what it is. Michael Jordan can't act, that's just a fact. But there are a lot of funny bits. Like, there's some moments where it gets really dark humor and weird. I know there's that Lola Bunny sexualized backstory thing. Like, whatever. That also feels like a 90s time capsule. Like, what the fuck? But it's, like, kind of funny when you look back at it. Especially now with the controversy. Like, the fact that there was a controversy on that's funny as hell. There's not much to say. It's a fun film of its time. Like, that's my view on it as well. And I'm sure that's a view for many people. I don't think anyone thinks Space Jam is, like, a great film in general. Like, I don't think there's I'm sure people are fans of it and have so much nostalgia that I'm sure there's some people who are going to watch this new one like really hyped, who are adults like fully now. And I guarantee that's a thing, but I don't think anyone would still consider this film a great film. I think it's just one that people find rewatchable and fun. I did order the 4K, actually, of it really recently. It probably won't be here for like a month because I ordered it cheap from a guy who I watch on YouTube. He sometimes sells movies, and he sold the 4K of it for like, how much did I get it for? I think I got the 4K of that and another movie on Blu-ray coming in for like $15. That's a great deal because that one's newly released for like $20, and the other movie that I got is also like $10. So good deal on that. I like this Blu-ray, but I got this like for $3.99. Cool anyway that I'm gonna have a 4K copy. I want to see how they do that type of animation in 4K and see if it pulls off well, because like combining animation with live action has been told to be like a bad thing to do in 4K, like to remaster in that, because it might take a lot. But I've been hearing good things about it. Kind of pointless at this point. Just wanted to point out that I'll have a 4K of it, and maybe one day I'll do a bigger review on Space Jam if I really feel like it. But yeah, fun little film that I do have some love for, a minimal amount of nostalgia for it, and definitely not a big fan of it. I mean, I got a shirt, I got some other merch that I'll show in the second video, and I do on the Blu-ray, but overall not a great film, not an amazing film, but a fine, fun film that sums up that time for people in their childhood, definitely. And overall, I would give it a 6 out of 10. I certainly can't find any reason to deny watching the film or not recommending it. There's certainly better things that you could get from it, but I would honestly, I'd say Looney Tunes Back in Action is probably still my favorite of these like Looney Tunes films we've gotten theatrically. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Looney Tunes again. Like I will say, even with watching Space Jam 2, and you'll see my review on that and hear my thoughts. It's definitely not a perfect movie either. I'll just let you know that all the way. But, I mean, just Looney Tunes alone has kind of been a thing I've been liking these past few months. I've been watching the old cartoons and that Cartoon Network show a little bit more recently, like the newer one. The one that was like 2010, 11-ish, I think. And I've seen Looney Tunes Back in Action, Space Jam. I've watched it both multiple times recently, and I got to see the new one. So I'm kind of on a Looney Tunes roll right now, and I'm kind of having fun. It's just an enjoyable little thing to put on, and so is Space Jam. For the time being, and it's a short film. It's like, before the credits roll, I literally think it's like 80 minutes, 79 minutes. It might be like right under. Unlike the new one, which is almost 2 hours, which we will talk about as well in the review for that. So, yeah. Stay tuned for the Space Jam 2 review, which I'm going to upload these back-to-back, like, at the same time, so maybe you'll see one or the other before, but that's it for now. Bye.